Next, we're going to thread the lower looper on the safety stitch side. So that means we're going to be threading this side of the machine, and this will be the looper that corresponds with the needle to the far left here. This thread will be the thread that's to the far left on your thread rack. You always want to make sure your thread spools off cleanly, and when you thread it through this post up here, if you move it, always remember to move it back so that it's spooling off directly from the thread. Then you're going to thread it through this guide, which will help kick out some of the kinks in your yarn. And then you're going to bring it down to behind the machine here. So this is included on the threading diagram on the front. It is green. You're first going to thread it through the first guide, and there's going to be a second guide down here. I might use my tweezers to help me out here. Next, we need to thread this tube. This is the trickiest part of it all, but we have some tools to help us here. One way to do it is to use this handy dandy threader tool, which you may find in the toolbox area at the front. The way you use this is from this side of the machine. You find the other end of the tube and you stick it through the tube, so that when you look on the rear of the machine, your threader is right here and you can thread it and pull the yarn all the way through. So I'll show you how to do that. You thread the threader and you pull it through gently, and it's through the tube. If for some reason you don't have this tool, you can sometimes succeed just by shoving the yarn through the tube. You can also succeed with using canned air, which may also be at the front of the room with the tools. So to use the canned air, you first need to shove as much of the yarn in the tube that you can. You then take your canned air and situate it to just push it through. Alright, once your thread is out of the tube, you need to put it through a guide before it goes through the tension disc, so you're threading it from behind to the front. Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Start over. So, once you've threaded from the tube, you're going to thread the guide before the tension disc from top to bottom. And then you need to situate it so that it's resting in the tension discs. I like to hold one side and pull so you kind of feel it click in there. And then thread it through the next guide. So these guides are holding that thread in place in the tension disc. Once you get to this area, you'll notice that when you turn the hand wheel of the machine, this rocks around. You want to just make sure that the flat side is nice and flat right here. You then rest the thread under these two bars, and then thread this guide hole, and then thread this guide hole from left to right. We're almost there to the looper. This is the last guide point before the looper, and we're gonna have to turn the hand wheel again to get the looper to a nice spot. So I'm turning the hand wheel, and the leftmost lower looper, which is right here, this is what we're threading. we need to thread it from back to front first. Sometimes the thread gets caught. Do be aware of when this happens. Just uncatch it. Move the looper to the other side and use your tweezers to grab the thread, or maybe use your tweezers to pass the thread under. Just make sure that when you pass the thread under like this, that the thread isn't getting caught on any parts of the machine. And then you thread it. This one's kind of hard to see on this side of the looper. Just like so. Ooh, we got caught. It's okay. Whenever I finish threading something like this, I'm going to pull the thread a little bit just to make sure it has a nice consistent tension, and that shows me that it's not getting caught on anything. And that's that.